Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 458. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo!
Well, so welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to 458 of the Moviecast. Corey will be joining us shortly. He got stuck at work. So he'll be popping on just randomly during this podcast episode, I'm sure. And if you haven't noticed, we're coming at you via Skype again. So this may look a little different to your normal broadcast, but...
fuck Skype.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta say, my computer...
Maybe it's better, yeah.
My computer is not exploding right now. I just noticed it. It's fine. So whatever they just did the last update, it actually seems to be holding strong while recording, which is good. Because usually when I hit that record button, everything just goes...
See, what we really need is Discord to just have this feature built in.
Yeah, they do need that.
Just cut out everything else.
The thing is, and this goes into Gamecast topic, but Google has apparently just mysteriously dropped support for Hangouts chat, which they introduced last year, and it's already gone. And what they replaced it with is this webcam thing that I don't know if we can do a group chat in. So I'm still talking to them and figuring that out. So that's why we're on Skype tonight, for those wondering. So... Again, brings us back to that Stadia point of, are they going to stick with it? But that's for the Gamecast. This is the Moviecast, and we have a topic tonight of spoilers. So the spoiler this is not a spoiler cast. This is a podcast about hearing spoilers, finding spoilers. Are they spoilers? Do they ruin the movie experience? And obviously,
Yes.
we're going to get into that.
Yes.
We're going to get into that.
100%
So,
yes.
we hope you enjoy. Let's get into what we've been up to first. I will kick us off. I actually went and saw a movie this weekend, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is the Tarantino movie. I will say, and this is coming from my entire group that went to see this with me, one of them being an actor who gives every movie like the benefit of the doubt, like because he's an actor, he's been in movies. He's like, that first half was horrible. Like, he's like, I was basically falling asleep in that first half. And he's like, the second half, fantastic. But it's like, he takes the longest time to get to the point in this story. Like, it's a 2-hour and 45-minute movie that probably should have been an hour and 45 minutes.
That's
yeah.
inexcusable.
I remember looking at my watch, like, a few times in that first half, like, we're really just watching these people just walk right now? Like, they're just walking. And I'm like, this is like 5 minutes right now. So that's basically what the story is very random. It's about a Hollywood actor who's kind of getting old and washed up, living next to Sharon Tate, the actress who got famously killed by Charles Manson, I believe, or the Manson whole massacre or whatever that was. So there's a whole story with that. Like it's pretty awesome, that part of things. And Brad Pitt, fucking fantastic. Like, man, he is awesome. But man, he is starting to look so much like Robert Redford, which I think is his dad. Like, holy shit, he looks just like Robert Redford. I'm not like,
Not his dad, but...
he looks just like him. I mean, holy shit. Like, I'm like, wow, that guy, he's like, because you can start seeing that he's starting to get some wrinkles now, and he's really starting to get, but he's still awesome. Like, he did a fantastic job in this movie. And so did Leonardo DiCaprio. He was excellent.
So what about that controversial Bruce Lee scene?
I didn't like it at all. I was like, I understand it because they even explained that it's through the perspective of Brad Pitt's character. Mm-hmm. He's remembering it this way, essentially.
Yeah.
And obviously, back in that time, you're very biased, especially against Chinese actors. So he sees him as a very cocky character, and he was. I didn't like it because, you know, it is Bruce Lee, and he was never like that. And he, you know, I guess he was talking about it was Muhammad Ali. He was talking about, he wasn't saying Muhammad Ali though. It was Cleon, whatever there was some name fighter he was talking about, referring to, but it was like Muhammad Ali, I believe.
Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay, thank you, Cassius Clay.
That's Muhammad Ali. That's his name before he changed it.
So he was saying his name constantly, saying he could beat the crap out of him. And I'm like, and then I know that the argument there was, you know, from Bruce Lee's daughter said that he would never in a million years make that statement about any fighter, especially someone like that who he respected massively, like had such respect for that guy. He would never have said that. And so that's the point. Like she, and I understand that, but it's a very, like I said, very long movie. It has an amazing payoff if you can make it. It is like incredible finale, like finale of a 10. Movie of a 5.
I don't know. I can put up with a movie just for finale.
Yeah, I mean that finale. It's fine. The movie's got good moments in it, but I would say a lot of that movie's a 5. And it's just like even like the good moments are like a 7.5, and you're like, okay, but then that finale, that last like 20 minutes is like, that is a 10.
Did you just watch the last 20 minutes and be?
No, because it's
okay.
It's all pieces. The entire movie is like pieces, and it's just all like, boom. Yeah, it's like magic. You're like, oh, there it goes. So, but it was good. So I that part was good. So I would say it's not something you have to go to theaters and see. If you're a Tarantino fan, go see it. If you have, it's near 3 hours. That's the problem. It's like so long. But maybe check it out at home. It's a Netflixer maybe, because you can kind of jump ahead a little bit and not miss much. But so yeah, that's really it. I mean, I watched a bunch of old 80s movies. I put on like Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters, Goonies. I mean, we had like this nostalgia run basically. 'Cause my friends and I take over this like bar essentially we got to Western Pittsburgh area in Pennsylvania, and it's an old bed and breakfast that had a bar in the basement that we've all restored, and we basically take that over once a year during this time. And so I just like set my laptop with I brought a 27-inch screen, put that on the corner of the bar, pop those movies on, and just let them go. It was awesome, because those are the type of movies that we all know, like Back to the Future, that you can just kind of watch and not have to see the whole thing, but know exactly what the hell's going on. So they're perfect for it. So, but yeah, so that was it for me. Mike? Nothing. Tony?
I watched the cutscenes in Fire Emblem. That counts.
Yes, that does. They're like nicely cinematic. I like those.
They
cinematics.
are. Oh, dude. I'm ready to declare Game of the Year already. Like I just don't see anything else for the rest of the year coming anywhere close.
I will say that the feeling. I mean, this is the movie cast, but the feeling I've got from this game automatically, just 2 hours in, is like this is like a. You can feel this game is like, this is the game. This is hitting it. Yeah. This is hitting everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Firing all the cylinders. Yeah. That's what I would say.
So, anyways, so that's it for what we've been up to. Let's talk about the box office. We've got number 1 this week was Fast and the Furious. Now, this is interesting because it did 60.
Oh, this is not Fast and the Furious, is it?
It's Hobbs and Shaw. Was number 1.
You know what they're calling it in Japan, I think?
What are they calling it?
It's like Super Combo or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty funny.
It opened to 60 million, which is less than any other Fast and Furious movie ever. It missed expectations pretty badly, but it did open really well worldwide. So its budget of I think it had a budget of 200. It's at 180 now, I think, worldwide. So it's probably going to make money back, but it's not a success. I would not call this a success. So it even came in under their adjusted lower expectations. Yeah. It came in. They were going to say 66. It came in at 60. Oh, here comes Corey. So yeah.
The thing is, this is, hey, Corey. So this is like a spin-off. So I mean, obviously it's their projections and stuff like that. But do we think this is like a sign of the continuing decline of Fast and Furious? I think it peaked with Fast 6 or something. One of those did really absurdly well.
I know 6 did really well. I thought 7 did pretty well, but. I know that this, I think, has a lot to do with Hollywood thinking that we want a side story. This has happened, obviously, before, and we just don't want it. You know what I mean?
I want it.
I'm seeing it this week. I am seeing it this week.
I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you saw it?
Good. Nice. So, Corey, let us know how that was. How's that? Good timing.
It was a lot of fun. Also, it was, I actually went to the Cinépolis Theater that just got redone.
Oh, yes, I want to go there.
They are in a training mode right now.
Super cheap.
Basically, $6 tickets.
Yep.
And so it's not everything is there. Like the bar is not done yet. So that's no alcoholic drinks or anything, but and a very limited menu. So it's you got to deal with that. But I wasn't there for that anyway. I was there to watch a movie. And unfortunately, we have a really amazing theater by us that's got a Dolby. Huge screen,
AMC,
great sounds, recliners, everything. So what they're doing here is they're calling it this luxury theater experience, and it's really based. I don't know if the dine-in theater near Bridgewater.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's
Tony's
more like
got one.
that.
Tony's got one by him. We went to
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, just as because you've been in that theater, it's
Yeah.
more like that. Because and if you've been in the Synopsis Theater before,
Wait, so they didn't make auditorium seating?
it's the exact same theater,
No.
but they just re-upped everything inside.
No, I thought they were gonna
Yeah.
make like auditorium seating at least, like we had, because they do the combo seating with Tony, your theater, right? So there's auditorium seating, right, and then there's the regular seating down below, right? If I remember right from that food place, the dine-in
Yes.
theater we went to, if I remember right, it had
That's
I
Movie
remember-
Tavern.
I mean,
Yes,
it's like
yes,
what it
like
was
Movie Tavern.
before. Like that's it. They didn't change. Like there's like maybe 10 rows of seats that are a little more auditorium, but it's the same as it was before. Like they didn't really do much different. The theater size is pretty much the same. You have less seats now because you
Yeah.
have more room, which is really nice. I mean, it's comfortable, very comfortable. But the screen felt like I was playing on my Switch instead of plugging it into a TV, essentially.
Man, really?
Oh.
Yeah. So it's really small. So unfortunately,
I thought they were
I would
upgrading the
still,
screen.
like the big movies, I will still go see at the MC Theater. But this one is like a stone's throw away. It's like I could like walk there essentially. So this one I will probably go to see some of these other smaller movies and
Yeah.
things like that. But Star Wars, I will not see that movie here.
My thing, and I forgot to mention this, I think I mentioned this last year on this podcast, almost exactly the same time. The theater I went to out near Pittsburgh, they have what is called the Big D experience. I'm not even kidding. Like, I still don't get the marketing that AMC did. Like, that's the name you sat around the table and, like, this is what we're going to go with. We're going to go with the Big
Gets
D
people
experience.
talking. It makes them like, oh shit, yeah, let's go to the Big D. That's
Yeah, we're
pretty
going.
fun.
Yeah. It's going. You want that Big D experience on the date?
Yeah.
On that
But
first date?
anyway, we were talking
You want
about
the Big
Hobbs
D
and
experience,
Shaw.
Jim?
We were
Is
talking
that
about
what you
Hobbs and
want?
Shaw.
Yeah.
Is there something
Right?
you don't? You're not telling us. You're hiding.
So
Apparently.
Hobbs and Shaw. Let's just
Yes,
real,
Hobbs and
real
Shaw. Go on.
quick.
Go on.
No spoilers, obviously,
Go
but everything in the trailer that you see is in the movie essentially, and it's just that to the max. So
Okay.
it's everything you get in the trailers set to 11,
Up to
and
11, yeah.
just more of it. Jason Statham is and Rock's like chemistry is really really good. They have like that banter between each other, that competitiveness between them, and it works really well in this movie. There's some really funny stuff. Now, the movie's not like a good movie. It's not good, but it's fun, right? So I think there's a difference. Like you can have something that's fun that's not necessarily good, and that's what this is. And I think it knows what it is, and it uses it to its advantage. And then you have Vanessa Kirby, who's the new blonde chick in this movie, which is Statham's sister, and she is fantastic. She is like a fucking badass in this movie. She's awesome. So I'd say like that alone is like makes it really good. And then Idris Elba as the villain is pretty cool. And like we've seen the scene with him saying I'm Black Superman, and it's pretty funny. And it's essentially like a corporation trying to perfect the human race. So they're like implanting cybernetic parts in people and things like that, and trying to basically wipe out all the weak. So like their whole thing is if you're not strong, you're not gonna survive. So it's this survival of the fittest, and basically they're trying to wipe out everybody who's weak.
Yeah.
And it's The Rock's job and Jason Statham's job to do their thing. So yeah, as a movie on its own, I think it was really fun. It was really good. As a Fast and the Furious movie, it's like I didn't think it did any service. Like it didn't help that it was a Fast and the Furious movie. I think it actually hurt this
Again,
movie.
so it's like one of those movies that as long as it was like about other characters, it would have been better.
No, and these characters are fantastic. The problem is because they put Fast and the Furious in the title, that you're like, wait, the world is about to end or whatever, and you're not going to get the Avengers, the big guns, in this movie. Like that's what the problem is. Like you have like the main cast all somewhere doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what like every time you have a side movie of not the Avengers, it's like, well, why aren't the Avengers here? That's what's going on here. It's just like
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what is the purpose to not have them here other than just to focus on these people? And the other thing is, it takes the entire movie for something to come up that I was wondering about from the beginning, like not even before I even saw this movie, because in the trailers it talks about Statham's talked about it's about family now and blah blah blah, and like we know he has a brother.
Yeah.
They don't mention the brother until like the last like 2 minutes of the movie. And I'm like, wait, why? Because like it's all his family stuff. Like, why haven't you mentioned his brother until this time? So that was a little weird. But other than that, like I said, it's a fun movie. It's not a good movie, but it's a lot of fun. And I love what they do with these movies. They're basically superheroes. So yeah, I'm all for it. And The Rock and Statham are great.
Yeah.
And there's a couple really funny sequences that are worth going to see this movie for. And there's a couple after credit scenes that are trying to, I think, establish the universe of Hobbs and Shaw a little more, which is interesting.
Okay. All right, let's get into the news then. We've got new reports that Marvel is working with ABC still on a new superhero show. So despite their Disney Plus, which we have details on shortly, apparently they're still working with them to develop
I think it makes sense for them to have that network option for people.
Oh yeah, you want that access, right?
Yeah, exactly. You want that gateway drug to get people hooked in, and it's like, oh, now I can get that Disney Plus or whatever. Because because we all think that everybody's going to get Disney Plus. Not everybody's getting Disney Plus, but almost everybody's got ABC.
Yeah, I mean, basically what we're hearing from this is basically going to be a female-focused set of superheroes being written by the writer for Wonder Woman, if I remember right. So that's the rumor. So it does make sense, though. Like you said, it's definitely you need that gateway, especially with Disney Plus now. Disney Plus, man, oof, like that got announced and
get into that.
Yeah, like I think it ties into this. So I was gonna say other things first, but I started with this, so we gotta move into it. But yeah, Disney Plus, $12.99, launching November 12th. $12.99, cheaper than Netflix.
And that includes a Hulu commercial version, right?
Yeah, and you get commercial Hulu, which amazing timing for me because in December my 99-cent Hulu is going to run out. So I'm going to just switch into Disney Plus, and that's where I'm going to be. I did recently, again, I've canceled my Netflix subscription. I paid for 1 month, and I'm back off of it again. So I'm clean. But Disney Plus, man.
Oh, wait, did you finish Voltron then?
What? Nope, didn't finish it.
Oh, watch the last fucking episode. The last fucking episode. You just watched how many movies? And you couldn't find 20 minutes?
Yeah, I know. I was playing Fire Emblem and I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I watched like 8
20
movies.
minutes?
I know. So it's not like I'm not going to resubscribe in like a little bit anyways. But...
Yeah, but still, it triggers me. It's like...
I love that reaction. This reaction is awesome. You got back at the right time. No, I mean, you're right. I was regretting hitting that because I knew my membership was up Sunday, and so I was like trying to watch that. I turned the episode on, and I never finished it. I just started the first minute, and that was it.
I like how because of the new update for Skype, we all have like these blurred backgrounds, but Tony still got his.
Yeah, Tony couldn't find the button, but
yeah, no, it's fine. I like to see the Zelda stuff in the back.
How good of a value is this Disney Plus? This looks awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Crazy.
I mean, all of these Marvel shows, the Star Wars show, I mean, their movie lineup.
Plus, you get Hulu,
and you get Hulu.
It's so that is that's the thing that changes the game. It's like not only Disney Plus shit, but you're getting Hulu for it's two for one.
Instant subscribe for me. So yeah.
I mean they do like kind of give you that like taste because like, oh well, we're gonna give you commercials though, so here's like it's gonna be a whatever bump to get the full version of Hulu that's non-commercial, but like $1. No, but I'm saying it's a great marketing plan because it's like 100%. This is great. I want to
wait that includes ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it includes ESPN. Like it's such a no-brainer.
That's amazing.
Like, I don't understand how people have cable anymore. Like, I really don't.
That really is incredible.
Like, we could talk about, like, Netflix all you want, and, like, at this point, yeah, like, after ESPN and, like...
The only reason
Hulu
people have cable
a little bit,
is because, like, the ISPs, and they're just throwing it down your throat because they can't get rid of it fast enough. It's like, well, here, have it for $10. Like, you get everything. It's like, no, like, I don't need it.
Yeah, it's wow, interesting. That's awesome. What a deal. And like I said, the content is going to be amazing. We should get more information exactly what's going to be available at launch. I know the Star Wars show is ready at launch. I know they're filming Tom Hiddleston's Loki early next year, so that won't be out. But I think we're going to get the Falcon and I don't know if that'll be launch, but there's got to be a Marvel show that will be ready at launch. I'm just not sure what it will be. Did you see that Hulu's Runaways is crossing over with Cloak and Dagger?
Mm-hmm.
So they're really starting to just... It's starting to move. Everything's starting to meld together. I was reading an article, Mike, and you would have appreciated this today, about how much more amazing these Marvel TV shows would have been had they been included in the Marvel continuity. And I was like, wow, did Mike write this article? And I'm like, wow. I don't disagree with you at all, for that record. I don't disagree with Mike at all about it.
No.
But on its own, I thought S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great show, and I have to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, the best times that S.H.I.E.L.D., like the best moments of S.H.I.E.L.D. were when they were impacted with the movies. I mean, when the movies impacted the storylines of the show.
Yep. So, all right. What else do we have here? What is Marvel decided? Marvel here decided Black Panther's 2 villain?
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to talk about this, Tony, but there's been some like theories out there about this, and then like it seems like this guy who leaked this information got a couple things pretty dead on with the last. Yeah. So
we think this is real. So what do we got here?
So apparently,
makes sense.
The villain in Black Panther 2 is going to be Namor, the Submariner.
Wow, that is huge. Yeah. I was reading about who they could see cast as that character, so I could see this. This would be awesome to do.
And the thing is, like, I don't know how much you guys know about their rivalry in the comics, but like, I would absolutely love to see the MCU take on this, because in the comics, it's so heated and it's so like just full on snark and assholery.
We have like the land utopia, most advanced civilization, and then the underwater. Like,
equivalent.
Exactly.
And it's just them being total dicks to each other about it too. Like,
and Namor is just a dicky character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it. It's like I wouldn't like him as a person myself, but it's like because he's doing it to somebody else. I'm like, you do you, man. And it's just like, well, fuck you. I invaded your country. It's like, yeah, but you invaded my country. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it's just back and forth. So.
And it's a good pairing because, like, you had the Black Panther and Wakanda be kind of like what Namor is now with his, like, Atlantean, whatever. I don't remember what their city is called, but, like, that was hidden away and, like, not really known to the world. And then Black Panther comes out and it's like, hey, look at us. We're this superpower. And now Namor's getting a little jealous and it's like, yeah, well, look at us. We can,
The other thing that'll be interesting is, like, obviously, like, we're talking about mutants and how that could possibly tie in with X-Men. But the other interesting thing is it could tie into Fantastic Four as well, because there's this whole thing where Sue Storm kind of had this, like, flirtatious shit with Black Panther in the comics and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where, like, oh, maybe they could spin it into, like, instead of it... him being with Storm, because, like, that's who he eventually marries. Like, maybe they just start out with, them being dicks to each other over, Sue and stuff like that. So,
yeah, interesting. That could be. All right, let's see. We have Venom 2 officially cast. Officially has Andy Serkis as its director. Andy Serkis is, the Hobbit.
Well, he's not the Hobbit.
He's not the Hobbit. He's Gollum.
I mean, he is probably the most well-known, CGI motion capture.
He was also Ulysses actor. Ulysses Claw in Marvel.
Also King Kong.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did his own King Kong. He doesn't have his directing stuff. Like, he did the Jungle Book on Netflix. It really wasn't.
He did Caesar.
Good
also.
though. He did Caesar. Yeah, he did Caesar's motion cap.
I mean, the motion capture stuff is like what he's.
It's fantastic.
Like,
so
he basically, spearheaded the whole. Like, he changed the way acting is, and I think for motion capture, at least, and like there is a lot of talk for like, does he deserve to have like an Oscar nomination or even winning an Oscar for how his performances are, because is it just part of it, or is the animators and stuff? So but his performances and his ability to project what these characters should be and should look like is I guess, far and above what other people
I mean, it's going
are
to be
capable of
interesting
doing.
to see what they can
It's
do.
just, is he a good director? We have no idea.
That's what we don't know.
'cause
But I think
Mosley was terrible.
But obviously with him, that's what I'm saying. But with him in charge of like a mocap kind of film with Venom and Carnage probably going to be in this, I think it could be pretty good. So we'll see. But it's interesting. What else do we have? Halo is still in production. It's coming out on Showtime in 2021 if it actually comes out. For those wondering, Halo the show. They did this. It set its main cast, and the premiere will be early 2021. Official. Set it in stone.
Set in stone 2 years before.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see about this. But the big news of the week, which I've been holding off on, is the CW stuff for me. We have CW. I have not been excited about the Arrow stuff for years. Obviously, we haven't talked about it in this podcast. We had podcasts that were like way too Arrow devoted back in a couple of years ago, and we've been off that show for a while. Well, it's ending this year, 8-episode run. So I was thinking maybe they're going to wind down this Arrowverse thing as they start to go now, but they're going to start a new show actually, set to debut in 2020, a new Arrowverse show. So I don't know what it could be because we are about to get a fuck ton of characters thrown at us coming up in this Infinite Crisis. This Infinite Crisis thing sounds amazing, and they just cast. That's right, Bruce Wayne has now been cast in the Arrowverse, and Kevin Conroy is playing Bruce Wayne in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I think that is fucking amazing. Like, just my head just went when I read that information. I was like, that's so awesome. I texted Matt immediately. I was like, Matt, did you see this shit? And he's freaking out. I'm like, it's awesome. Like I said, when I met him at Comic-Con last year, or it was 2 years ago, I was just like, you're my Batman. That's what, and he signed that autograph, "You're Batman," and he signed it Kevin Conroy. It was awesome. So it's so cool to see him playing Bruce Wayne, and getting a TV version of Bruce Wayne in the Arrowverse is a big deal. I think. I mean, that's huge. So
he was the last one, right? I mean,
no,
you had Superman. So.
Well, the rumor here is Tom Welling is also coming back.
I heard Felicity's not even on this show anymore.
No, I heard. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I hope so. But I'm watching this because I heard that. I mean, the rumor is Tom Welling is coming back as Smallville's Superman. Will be in this show.
Well, you got Brandon Routh too, so it's like getting a whole shit ton of stuff here.
Superman.
It's like fan service up the wazoo for your DC.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm so excited for this. Like, so excited. Like, I hadn't even
It's
seen
a lot.
any of these shows.
There's a lot to be excited for.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, yeah. So, all right. That's it for the news, right? Yeah, that's it. We've got a topic tonight of spoilers in, well, anything really, but we're going to tackle it on the Moviecast here. So, we've all had our experiences of running into spoilers, and, for me it was the Han Solo thing and Force Awakens, being online, which, what am I supposed to do to avoid that? But it comes down to the point of, like, there are spoilers, and then there's other things that are they spoilers because you don't really know the context? So does that count?
So that's the thing, is like, that's what I'm curious about too, is like what is the worst spoiler that you've experienced? Like, what do you consider spoilers? How do you feel about spoilers? Like, what are spoilers in general? It's like, because everybody's a little different.
Corey, your famous Google "how does" and then Dom die was like, that was
right.
Like
that's absolutely, like, I'm a big Gears of War fan, and like Google knows this apparently, and like I did a lot of Google Gears searches before, and then as Gears 3 comes out, we know that there's a certain character that's going to pass away now. But before that, we didn't know this. I'm just Googling it up, and like they do the suggested Google searches, and it was right there. How does Dom die in Gears 3? It's like, wait, what? It's like,
so I mean,
and like, what are the statutes of limitation? Like, how far back is it okay
is that a
to start
spoiler? Is that a spoiler now? Did we just give a spoiler to somebody? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to think. Like, the biggest spoiler I ever had was, again, like, this is back in the day, like vanilla World of Warcraft, when I wasn't even a Harry Potter fan back then. But I just remember when that book came out, and Snape kills Dumbledore. That's all it was in general chat, like Baron's chat, like whatever, even forums and like everything at that time. And I'm just like, well, that sucks. I was like, I mean, I don't even care. Like, it doesn't bother me. But then years later, when like I was going to see the movie with my then girlfriend, I was just like, oh no, I know what happens here. Like, well, like, okay, like, all right.
And that's the thing, is like, how does that color your experience?
Mike
well,
has
for me,
go ahead.
my biggest. Well, I've had two pretty recently. Mostly because I wait too long to watch things now.
Yeah, but how long is too long? You know what I mean? Like,
well, apparently it's a week.
Yeah.
Now it used to not be that way, but things are more saturated, and people are doing it intentionally now too. It seems like. So
people were doing it intentionally back then. It's just more.
More. So for obviously The Force Awakens, I was in the YouTube comments of something that wasn't even related to Star Wars, and someone just wrote in the YouTube comments, Han Solo gets killed by his son Kylo Ren. That sentence. That's the whole movie right there, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
dude, I don't know why you keep doing it. You didn't it happen with Avengers 2? Endgame? Didn't you get spoiled on that?
I did, but I don't remember where I saw that one. That might have been just Facebook or something.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, just stop going on the internet. Like,
well, I honestly didn't care that much. I kind of knew that was going to happen anyway. It was a 60% chance in my mind, but
my thing.
So for that one, going into Force Awakens, it did sort of feel like I was going to like a funeral.
Yeah,
because I kind of knew it was happening. It's like, oh, this is kind of like a memorial for this character, I guess. So that one definitely changed my perception of that movie quite a bit. Although, again, it was something I pretty much expected too. So, but still, just having the full-on confirmation does hurt a little bit. Even if because you always think, well, maybe this won't happen. There's a chance they won't do this, even if you think it probably will. But once you get it confirmed, it takes a little bit of the fun away for sure.
Yeah, I think that was the thing for me. I was online for that, and the kids said that coming out of the theater.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the current culture.
No,
that's just
that was the thing. That was the big joke from like, was it Family Guy or Simpsons did it?
Well, I remember going to see Scream in the theaters. Yeah. Was it not? It wasn't the first one. It was one of the sequels, and the theater. We were the first, showing, and then as we came out, some douche guy started screaming at the people waiting to come in, saying, "Hey guys, guess what? So and so's the killer. Get ready for that." And it's like, why do you do that? Like,
yeah, it's
like, how does that give you pleasure?
It's being an asshat.
Yeah. And the other thing, though, one of the other things with the modern way things are now is everything is covered, and like professional sites are supposed to not, spoil, but they don't do it well. Like sometimes they'll do it in the headlines, and sometimes they'll just make it so obvious that they might as well just say it. Where like it's like, we talk about this character's character's fate, and then there's a thumbnail of the character that's 99% gonna die because of that conversation. It's just Screen
Rant's the biggest culprit for this recently. With I've had a problem with that. Yeah, Screen Rant does it with their articles. I was scrolling for the news this week on there. There was something I already had spoiled for me, but it's right there in their headline. I can't remember what it was now, but I
mean, YouTube's egregious. Like, there's a lot of YouTube channels, but that's the thing. A lot of these sites and these channels, that's how they make their money. Is like not necessarily spoiling things, but like being on top of the conversation when it happens.
And that's also a product of the streaming nature of a lot of
and that's the other thing.
They expect you to go through everything really quick, and then you want to find out, talk spoilers with someone as quick as possible.
Because you have that 5% of people that want to talk about it right away, immediately as it's coming out, and so like they want to be those that site or that outlet that gets on top of it. So unfortunately that's there, and if you do frequent some of these places, you're gonna have those the SEOs that help put that in front of your face, and so you do have to just eliminate that from your daily routine if you're gonna want to stay spoiler free for certain things. I know, like, if you don't go see Star Wars this year, like within the first week, you're gonna get spoiled.
I am seeing that opening night. That is gonna be
opening night. Even like we're getting on Thursday.
I honestly fully expect to get spoiled because I'm not gonna cut myself off beforehand because it's not that important to me. So I fully expect.
Well, then that's not
to get spoiled for Star Wars.
That's not a big deal. But like, look at the Endgame front load. For the weekend sales, because people were so afraid of spoilers. I mean, that's going to be Star Wars. The front load of that movie is going to be crazy. Opening weekend. That's why the opening weekend could set records. I mean, it could be because nobody wants to find out those spoilers.
Oh yeah, by the way, now I remember my spoiler for for Endgame. That was in Rocket League.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
you saying
that's
that.
right. That's right. So I mean, like, then there's stuff that like, are they spoilers? Like, if you hear something out of context and then you see it later and then you realize it was a spoiler, was it a
My
spoiler?
opinion is I just don't want to hear shit. Like, you could tell me if you
Well,
liked
we
it
had this.
or
We had this. You and I got into one argument. How many
Oh
years
yeah, I
ago?
remember this.
And I
It
can't-
was
it was a-
with
it was a-
Horizon. It was with Horizon.
It was a
'cause
location. Yeah, it was a
Me
location.
and you mentioned a location, which coincidentally, like in fiction, like since then, there's been like 3 other things I've played that have also had its town named Meridian.
Yeah.
Since then.
Oh yeah,
So-
I remember that.
So
yeah.
I just said the name Meridian, and then Tony got mad. I'm just like,
Yeah, I remember
Like,
getting
I
into
don't
that
know.
with him. And so it's like,
It's tough because there's like a line that
Like-
some people don't want to cross that, other
Sure.
people don't care. You
Sure.
know, and it's like you have to
no, and I get,
be
yeah,
conscious of that, but at the same time, like how long do you wait? You know, like you can't wait forever.
yeah,
So like how
Yeah.
long is okay? And I think what they say with the general rule on the internet right now is like for a TV show it's like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah,
And
I think
for
it's
a movie
different.
it's
So-
like a week.
Well, I would say TV show. You have a week max. I would say for a movie
Until
a
the
month
next
max.
episode.
Yeah, until the next episode.
so what do you do with
I mean-
these things that stream that like are like Netflix, like where it's all out at once, and some
Week.
people watch it.
A week.
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 Yeah.
Yep.
Stranger
got a
Things, you
week.
got a week.
you got a week. I mean, look at Endgame. They give you 2 weeks, and then the all clear came over via Twitter by the official. Like,
Well, they
It
had
counts.
to start marketing
Had to.
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So,
That was again. I feel like Sony is just like, please let us do this.
yeah.
Like,
So-
fine.
Well, they had to market the movie. It's not like they.
I
could.
understand
but
that, but
I feel like
it's
they
just
would have given it a couple more weeks if it was up to Marvel alone.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. I mean, there are just like people that try to ruining it to other people, and then with the internet nowadays, it's so much easier to do
Now-
that.
Now, I had a discussion with a friend, coincidentally yesterday, about this actually, because I was
Okay.
telling her about Fire Emblem and how I beat it, and I was like, wow, spoiler alert if you think this is going to be a spoiler, but like, I was like, wow, I haven't been affected by the ending of a Fire Emblem, like the whole story, since like the GameCube one. And she's like, okay, that's cool. And she's like, I'm not mad, but like, I consider that spoiler. And I was like, really? Like,
You see,
I
that's
was
what I'm
like
saying.
telling
Like,
you,
yeah.
I was like telling you I liked it. I don't know if that's like. I guess I can understand your point of view that like.
It's your feelings, though.
Oh, that's
Tony.
what it
The
was.
thing is,
Feelings.
here's the thing, like, especially if the part where you said it's the end, maybe that might have been something.
well, see, now
Uh,
I actually
but
had
that's so
a spoiler.
subjective, you
That's
know?
a spoiler.
I know,
I got.
but-
Because when you
that
start
that
imagining
sounds like there's
what
someone-
that's gonna be for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's just. I mean, I don't know anything about Fire Emblem. I'll
Right. Yeah.
preface this right now.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like someone dies at the end of this. That's what that sounds like, and that's sort of can paint your
Well, yeah.
expectations a little bit.
Yeah. I
think-
I can understand that.
I mean, for me, like that's what spoiled on Screen Rant today was something about Fire Emblem.
What?
Yeah.
Screen Rant?
On
Dude,
Screen
why
Rant.
do you go to this site? Jim, you need to stop these fucking bad habits.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I
We're
know.
friends, so I
But
can't let you keep doing this to yourself.
I was gonna mention the Fire Emblem act as well, actually, because I
There's-
assume certain things are
Yeah.
gonna happen, but as like you're just scrolling through
No,
YouTube
there's-
or something like
there's
that,
a-
and it's like thumbnails, like you're saying, Mike, thumbnails, like they want to talk about that. You want to be part of that conversation, and people who have like Tony, have already beat it. I'm probably a quarter of the way through. Like I'm not like that far,
Yeah.
and it's like, but I'm seeing things that people are talking about. Oh, how this affected me, and how like this thing is going on, and it's like I don't want to know this yet, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't want to not do things that I
What-
normally do during my regular.
Yeah, what happened was, and this is no fault. This is no fault to you, Tony. This is before what happened was I read Tony's tweet and what your life goal is in this game, and then I read their headline, and then I put it all together.
It was a screen. Hold on, I'm going to Screen Rant because I need to see what they said.
They have their Game Rant like sister site, I think. You sure it wasn't?
I can
Game
just
Rant?
send you I might just be able to find it real quick for you if you want, but
But
it's-
like, yeah. So I mean, video games is a little tougher. I think
Yeah.
when it comes to spoilers.
I mean, again, to me, like, I think if it's like a very specific, like the location name or thing is like,
Mhm.
I feel like that doesn't mean anything until you're there. almost. That doesn't
again,
bother
like,
me as much.
Yeah, but for some people it does. Like it's Tony's friend, just knowing his feelings about a specific part of the game affected the way that she was going to perceive how that's going to happen.
Again,
and so it's like you never know.
The article is gone, Tony. So that clearly,
I was just looking.
Clearly, they got some shit for it. So
okay, yeah,
I'll message you real quick if I. No, I don't want to give Corey any sort of spoiler, but I'll message you it on here. But it's really like.
But it also is like the properties too. Like certain properties, I don't care if I'm spoiled on because like it doesn't matter to me. But other things like I want to know, I want to experience it the way that it should be experienced by.
Right. So the thing is, like, I just feel like people just should be respectful of like, hey, like I saw this or I experienced this. Do you care?
Mm-hmm.
And give me the option to be like, you know, like maybe it is like actually, you know what? No, I don't want to, like with Avengers Endgame. I actually would say like, no, I don't want to know anything.
Well, we started doing like we've all started doing no reaction now when we watch a movie. Like nobody says anything in our chat because we don't ruin it for anybody else. No overhyping. Exactly. We stop that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I totally get that, but like give the person the option, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't cost you anything. Like maybe a slight inconvenience, like you're about to open your mouth and say something, and it's like, wait a second, should I say this? Is like, hey, would you mind if I talked about this? And it's like, actually, I would. And it's like, then you shut the fuck up or change the topic. Like, it's not hard.
And then the other thing is like, there are those people that just start like laying down the hints, like heavy hints and things. And it's
my god, dude.
And it's just like, we get it, you know.
I actually kind of yell at people, not yell, but I'll like be like,
they're like,
whoa.
But I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah, no, I've had that. Yeah, I've seen that happen. I'm like,
remember my brother with volleyball with Bryn with Game of Thrones, that was probably the big, and I have done so well with that storyline, and I never spoiled that for a single person.
Spoiling shit like that summer or something like that, because that wasn't the only thing. He
missed something else. Yeah, he did something else.
He did a couple things.
Yeah, it was the same night.
He was also drunk. But
it was the same night. It was the same night.
It was the same night. Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah,
wait, what? Like, oh no.
It's like, I thought you knew that this happened because this happens. Like, wait, I didn't know this other thing happened. What are you talking about?
That's really what it was. So yeah, but yeah, it's, I don't know. What do we do going forward?
You know, so I mean, really, if you're if you're looking in your own self-interest, I'm not trying to victim blame, but you really should just, if it's important, you should go out of your way to like minimize the opportunity that you spoil. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when I went to see Endgame, like I literally stopped playing all my online games, like League of Legends, stopped playing that. Even Smash Brothers, because you could change your name for that. You know, I don't know what you could do, but I'm sure somebody would find a way.
Somebody will find a way. Yep.
Like,
write your name, Tony Stark's dead.
Yeah, something like that. And it's just like, I don't want that. So it's just like I just played like offline games. Even when I went to the movie theater, I had headphones in because I was just like, nobody that, like, even though I saw the first showing, like, I didn't want anybody that like an employee or some asshole just being like, oh, it's like, really, dude? Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's fuck that, you know. So I just, for that particular, anything else, it's like, stop going on Twitter or at least block the words. Like, that's what I did too. I blocked words. Like, anything with Avengers or Marvel. Like 2 weeks leading up to it, I just made sure it wasn't appearing on my timeline.
Yeah, yeah. And I liked how they have those filters and stuff you can do. Mm-hmm. But going forward, it's going to be tough to do it. And you really, if you're a fan of something you don't want to know, you should get there and see it.
And I really wish online social media platforms, sorry to cut you off, would give you the option, or even automatically do it. Like if it's the first 72 hours or whatever, like the time periods we're talking about, if you're posting something that has keywords, Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, dinner, anything like that, it should automatically spoil it or do a filter where it's like, if you're seeing this, it's
like the not safe for work stuff, you know?
Yeah. Blur it out. Treat it like porn and be like, make me opt into that shit. Like,
exactly.
Like, hey, it looks like your friend is talking about
Google and Facebook and shit. Like they have these crazy optimization like filters and things they can do.
You can't tell me this technology doesn't exist, because it absolutely does.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an app out there anyways for it.
That might be $1 million idea.
Yeah, there's got to be an app out there for it already. There's got.
It probably is $1 million idea that somebody just made $1 million on.
Yeah. So that's patented already. Yeah, so I don't know. Going forward, like you said, you got to filter it out or go see it right away. If it's a video game, you got to try to avoid that stuff. I mean, the thing is a lot of times with games, you can kind of flip through things quick if you see something about the topic. And I do that, and I do that from time to time. And I, rarely get spoiled on certain things. Even like Stranger Things, I had one thing spoiled with how long that took me to finish, and because I would see Stranger Things articles and I would scroll quickly. The only reason why I got spoiled was because it was literally typed out in the headline. Again, Screen Rant.
See, that's so fucking stupid. Like, I don't know why you go to Screen Rant.
Because it's so easy to get the
just
news
recently,
together.
too, we're talking
Find
about
another one.
Endgame and a certain actress being at the premiere. It's like, why the fuck is this actress being there? Like, there's no reason for this actress to be there unless something's going on.
Right, and then lo and behold, what happens,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Because I remember we were debating that, where it's like, does that mean anything? It's like, no, it doesn't mean anything. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, she hasn't been around for a while.
Yeah, it's not like she's shown up to these other movies or anything, so...
Good point. Yeah. I don't know. All right, are we good on this one? Good topic. All right. I think that's going to wrap up our episode. You can thanks for tuning in. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and hit subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. We appreciate it. Tune into the Gamecast.
Don't spoil us in the comments, though, for other people.
Yeah, try to not be a dick. And
don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. There you go.
Golden rule of life. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, full circle, back to the Big D experience. Don't do it.
That's the name of this episode.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.